diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you are having a great day. It's Monday. Happy MLK Day. I am a big fan of Martin Luther King. Bet your ass I am. He created a lot of movements for us, but I'm not going to talk about MLK. This is kind of AA, so we're going to stay away from politics here. All right, that's enough, Sharon. That is enough. All of Isaac's are making messes in our house. Isaac. Thanks, Isaac. Appreciate that. Oh, it was Amber. Okay. Good morning. I had my therapy today, so I won't be taking anything out on anybody here. Oh, I don't know what to do this week. I don't know. Tomorrow there's all of his Isaacs have Nerf guns. Nice. I've got some. Oh yeah, we keep them handy. I got 5 grandkids. Are you kidding? I Nerf everywhere around here. But the in-person tomorrow is definitely off. I don't know about the rest of the week yet. We have our grand opening. Great, it's the grand opening, not the band night, the grand opening that I've been preparing for months. We'll see. I got to take a look at the weather, some other things first. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you. Okay, everybody's here. It's 3 of us. Just the 3 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 3 of us. Isaac and his guns. All right. So we're going to be reading from the 12 by 12, page 28. 28. I like this new view. I'm going to be starting to decorate in the background here and stuff. I'm even going to put some stuff on the ceiling that people can read. I'm just going to fill this full of stuff that I like. All right. I have no idea where we're at here. We are talking on steps 8. And considering we should, I'm just going to go ahead and start at the beginning of step 8. Step 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. So page 77 on here. I will get some talking juice first. All right. Steps 8 and 9 are concerned with personal relations. First, we take a look backward and try to discover where we have been at fault. Next, we make a vigorous attempt to repair the damage we have done. And third, having thus cleaned away the debris of the past, we consider how, with our newfound knowledge of ourselves, we may develop the best possible relations with every human being we know. Right? So we made a list of persons we had harmed. We made that in step 4. Okay. It says in the big book, we refer to our list again. Going back to our list, it says for step 8. This is a very large order. Its tasks which may be performed with increasing skill but never really finish. Learning how to live in the greatest peace, partnership, and brotherhood with all men and women of whatever description is a moving and fascinating adventure. Every AA has found that he can make little headway in this new adventure of living until he first backtracks and really makes an accurate and unsparing survey of the human wreckage he has left in his wake. To a degree, he has already done this when taking moral inventory, but now the time has come when he ought to redouble his efforts to see how many people he has hurt and in what ways. This reopening of emotional wounds, sometimes some old, some perhaps forgotten, and some still painfully festering, will first look like a purposeless and pointless piece of surgery. But if a willing start is made, then the great advantages of doing this will be so quickly reveal themselves that the pain will be lessened as one obstacle after another melts away. And what is that? Well, it's fear. Okay, so it's not really lessening, you're gaining more courage. Like, oh, that went well. That means I can do the next one. Well, this one, it didn't go like I wanted to, but still, I got something out of it. I have more courage to move on. Okay. We're going to be doing the ninth step for the rest of our lives. It's okay. Don't forget about that living amends. It got you started. It's going to help you finish it too. Okay? It's about the living amends, because the only true amends is change behavior. It's not even what comes out of here. It's what your actions say. These obstacles, however, are very real. Absolutely they are. Your feelings are valid, and that makes them real. Okay? The first and one of the most difficult has to do with forgiveness. Okay? The moment we ponder a twisted or broken relationship with another person, our emotions go on the defense. To escape looking at the wrongs we have done another, we resentfully focus on the wrong he has done us. This is especially true if he has, in fact, behaved badly at all. Triumphantly, we seize upon his misbehavior as the perfect excuse for minimizing or forgetting our own. What do we call that now? We call that gaslighting. That's gaslighting. Okay. Maybe not in its full form, but it is a form of gaslighting, absolutely. Right? Denying other people's feelings is gaslighting. When it comes down to a very minimal sense, yeah, that's all it is. Okay. Right here, we need to fetch ourselves up sharply. Okay. This is where rigorous honesty is going to come into play. Okay. And rigorous honesty, like everything else in this program, is a practiced art. That includes everybody in this world. Okay. It's a practiced art. Do you think normies are rigorously honest with themselves? I think we're all human and therefore fallible. That's what I think. It doesn't make much sense when a real tosspot calls a kettle black. You spot it, you got it. We cannot, I know that I have to be very, very careful on what I say about other people. And I have to be careful who I talk to that about, because it might be misconstrued too. I've gone to some people before and I talked to them about something and it turned into something else. Somebody decided to play telephone, and you know how that works out. Let's remember that alcoholics are not the only ones bedeviled by sick emotion. Let's remember they may be spiritually sick. Like who? Me. but for the grace of God go I. Right? Moreover, it is usually a fact that our behavior when drinking has aggravated the defects of others. Yeah, we call that stirring the pot. Okay? Stirring shit up. Yeah. Okay? And that's what we do that quite, I know I did it quite often when I was drinking. Making matters worse by, and we think we find ourselves amusing by doing this stuff. Right? We have repeatedly strained the patience of our best friends to a snapping point and have brought out the very worst in those who didn't think much of us to begin with. Yeah, it was us. We did that. Poke the bear. You ever have somebody get you so angry you snap at them? Whose fault is that? That's an inside question. Okay. In many instances, we are really dealing with the fellow sufferers, people whose woes have increased. If we are now about to ask for forgiveness for ourselves, why shouldn't we start out by forgiving them, one and all? Okay? You are included in one and all, by the way. You are an other, you are one and all. Except when to do so would injure them or others. Okay? If I was working with a young lady and there was, like sexual trauma, I am not going to have her do an amends. You can fucking forget it. Okay? Because I'm not going to put you can't put yourself back in dangerous situations. We don't do that either. Okay? We do need to think of ourselves, and therefore we must forgive ourselves first, or we will put ourselves in those situations thinking we're doing the right thing, but putting ourselves right back where we were. Got to be careful. This is why we need a guide. This is why you go through it with somebody. Do I do this one? Oh, God, no. That one? Oh, yeah, you got to do that one. And this is why. You always got to figure out the why. Why? Why am I not doing it? Why am I doing it? And these will mark our intentions. If we do not know, then we ask another person and bring God into the whole situation. You should have been there the whole time. That's what I should have started with, but I didn't. So. When listening to people we have harmed, most of us hit another solid obstacle. We got pretty severe shock when we realized we were preparing to make a face-to-face admission of our wretched conduct to those we had hurt. It had been embarrassing enough when in confidence we admitted these things to God, to ourselves, and to another human being. But the prospect of actually visiting or even writing the people concerned now overwhelmed us, especially when we remembered in what poor favor we stood with most of them. Hey, Gary, good to see you, man. Hey. And this can be hard and embarrassing. You may feel like a piece of crap again. Okay? Do it. Here's the thing is, this is what we talk about. We say, stick around and wait for the miracle to happen. Stick around and wait for the miracle. Would you stick around and wait for the miracle to happen? And it's going to happen here. You will be amazed before you are halfway through. I believe it's halfway through the steps. Some people think it's halfway through the 9th step. It's entirely up to you on what you want. If you want to wait till the 9th step, go for it. But stick around and wait for the miracle to happen. Do you know what the miracle is? I'd like to hear from you. What is the miracle? Let's throw some chats in there. I know what mine was, but I'm not going to announce mine until I hear from some people. There are cases too where we had damaged others who were still happily unaware of being hurt. Why, we cried, shouldn't bygones be bygones? Why do we have to think of these people at all? These were some of the ways in which fear conspired with pride to hinder our making a list of all people we had harmed. Yes, that includes the ones that don't know about it. Those are the ones that actually go really fucking good, in my experience. Well, let's say somebody did something to you, you didn't know about it, and they came to you and said, hey, I didn't need to come to you and tell you this. You didn't even know about it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Wouldn't you feel justified? Wouldn't you feel justification? Yes, you would. In that case, you got to do it. Okay? Because step 9 is about justice. That's the key word in step 9. Okay? Yeah, that's one where you get to start sharing with others and bringing them in. You guys, here's the thing, that it's personal. It's personal. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay? Mine was love. What was it? Okay? Yeah, being present. It's different. Okay? There's no wrong answer because it's going to be your experience. Right? But I want you to notice something. Yes, this was a little bit of trick. Not one of us has mentioned the release from the obsession. Because that's not the true miracle. It's a step to the miracle. It's the first step into the miracle stage. Good job. Some of us, though, tripped over a very different snag. We clung to the... okay. Some of us, though, tripped over a very different snag. We clung to the claim that when drinking, we never hurt anybody but ourselves. I hear that all the time. You know how to get around that, right? Oh, you never stole from your mother? That's the easy one. You never stole from anybody. Oh, here's the real easy. This is how I get around it. Okay? Yeah, I can understand why you say that. You want to know the best gift I ever gave to my mother? Sobriety. You want to know why? Because now she doesn't stay up all night wondering if she's going to get a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning, find out that her son is dead in a fucking ditch. That's why. And I'll tell you something. They will change their mind. I haven't had anybody be able to rebuttal that one. Right? See? See, the number one thing here, freedom. Freedom. Because that's all freedom, being of service, being present, world not against me, all of that, freedom from fear, all of it, love, freedom from fear. It's the miracle. Freedom. Freedom! Stella! All right. Yeah, you're not. In the rebel Yale. I'm going to do this last one. Have a good, yeah, we're used to snow. You have a great snow day. We can still get out. All right. Our families didn't suffer because we always paid the bills and seldom drank at home. Our business associates didn't suffer because they were usually on the job. Our reputations hadn't suffered because we certain few knew of our drinking. You hear all these lies? Everybody knows about your drinking, by the way. Those who did would sometimes assure us that, after all, a lively bender was only a good man's fault, and they provided excuses for us. Why? Because they want the camaraderie also. They don't want to make you feel bad. They want you to join in on the party. What real harm, therefore, had we done? No more, surely, than we could easily mend with a few casual apologies. This attitude, of course, is the end result of purposeful forgetting. It is an attitude which can only be changed by a deep and honest search of our motives and actions. We've got to check our motives. We've got to check our actions in everything that we do. Or I'm just taking out the trash. I don't care. Check your actions. Do it anyway. Why? Because then when you really, really need that thought, it'll suddenly appear. Practice it on everything. What are you going to lose? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. That's what bottom is. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace out. And